Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Education Exploration Hub. I'm Sophia, and joining me today is my wonderful co-host, Dylan.
Hey, Sophia. Hi, everyone. We're so happy to have you here with us. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something that every English learner wants to master, thinking in English.
That's right. Have you ever noticed that when someone asks you a question in English, your brain first translates it into your native language, then you think of an answer in your native language, and finally you translate that answer back into English before speaking?
Oh yes, that mental translation process. It takes so much time and energy. By the time you're ready to speak, the moment is often past or the conversation has moved on to something else.
Exactly. And that's why today we're going to explore how to break free from that cycle. We'll discuss why thinking in English matters, the common mistakes that hold learners back, and most importantly, practical steps you can take starting today to train your brain to think in English naturally.
Sounds like a packed episode. Let's dive right in.
So Dylan, let's start with the fundamentals. Why is thinking in English so crucial for learners?
Great question, Sophia. Think of it this way. If you always rely on translation, your brain is doing double work. First, it processes your native language, then it searches for equivalents in English. This creates a constant delay.
A delay that makes you sound hesitant and less fluent.
Precisely. But when you think directly in English, your brain forms sentences the way native speakers do. Words and phrases come to you naturally without that extra step of translation.
And it's not just about speaking speed. Thinking in English also builds your confidence. When words come to you faster, you feel more capable and less anxious in conversations.
Absolutely. Another important benefit is improved listening comprehension. When your brain is used to processing English thoughts, it also processes English speech more quickly. You start understanding others better because your brain is already in English mode.
That makes so much sense. And let's not forget pronunciation. When you think in English, you naturally start hearing the sounds and rhythms of the language in your head, which helps you speak more clearly.
Exactly. So, to summarize, thinking in English helps you speak faster, boosts your confidence, improves your listening skills, and even enhances your pronunciation. It really is a game changer.
Okay, so we know why it's important, but before we get into the how, let's talk about the common mistakes that keep learners stuck in the translation habit.
Yes, let's identify these roadblocks first. Mistake number one, and this is the biggest one, is relying too heavily on translation apps and bilingual dictionaries.
Oh, I see. So instead of trying to understand words through English, learners immediately reach for translations in their native language.
Exactly. It's like always using training wheels on a bicycle. You never learn to balance on your own. Your brain needs to build direct connections between concepts and English words, not between your native language and English.
That makes perfect sense. What's another common mistake?
Mistake number two is overthinking grammar while trying to form sentences. Many learners get so caught up in whether they're using the right tense or correct word order that they completely lose their flow.
I can relate to that. It's like you're trying to speak, but there's this little grammar checker in your head constantly interrupting you.
Right. And here's the thing. Native speakers don't think about grammar rules when they talk. They just speak. The rules become automatic through practice, not through conscious checking.
That's a great point. So mistake number 3 must be the fear of making errors.
Absolutely. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles. Some learners are so afraid of saying something wrong that they barely practice thinking or speaking in English at all.
But mistakes are how we learn and improve.
Exactly. Every mistake is actually a learning opportunity. The more you practice thinking in English, even imperfectly, the better you'll become. Fluency comes from consistent practice, not from perfection.
And what about the environment? Is that also a factor?
Definitely. Mistake number 4 is not surrounding yourself with enough English. If your daily life, your thoughts, your entertainment, your conversations is mostly in your native language, your brain will naturally default to that language.
So immersion is key.
Yes, the more English you expose yourself to, the more natural it becomes for your brain to think in English. It's about creating an English-rich environment.
Okay, let's quickly recap these 4 mistakes: relying too much on translation, overthinking grammar, fear of making mistakes, and not enough English exposure.
That's right. And if you recognize any of these in yourself, don't worry. The good news is that we can fix them. Now let's move on to the practical strategies.
Yes, this is what everyone's been waiting for. How do we actually train our brain to think in English?
We've broken it down into 6 powerful steps that anyone can follow. Ready?
Ready. Let's start with step 1.
Step 1 is simple but incredibly effective. Name things around you in English.
Oh, I love this one. It's so easy to do throughout the day. Just look at objects in your environment and say their names in English.
Exactly. When you're in your kitchen, think refrigerator, stove, microwave, spoon.
And to make it even more effective, you can move from single words to short descriptions. Instead of just thinking window, you can think I'm looking out the window and I see trees.
That's a great progression. It helps your brain start forming simple sentences naturally. This practice connects everyday life with English, making the language feel more real and practical.
Step 2 is something that might feel a little strange at first, but it's incredibly powerful. Talk to yourself in English.
Yes, and you can do this anywhere, while cooking, getting dressed, walking to work, or exercising. Just describe what you're doing in simple English.
For example, I'm making coffee now. I'm adding milk. It smells good. I'll drink it while reading the news.
Perfect. And the beauty of this is that there's no pressure. No one is judging you. It's just you and your brain building those English thinking pathways.
That's so true. And if you make mistakes, who cares? You're just practicing.
Exactly. Step 3 is a game changer. Switch to an English-to-English dictionary.
Oh, this is so important. Many learners rely on bilingual dictionaries that translate words into their native language.
Right. But when you use an English-to-English dictionary, you're forcing your brain to understand words through English. Let's say you look up the word generous. Instead of seeing the translation, you read willing to give more than is expected or needed.
So, your brain connects the word generous directly to its meaning in English without involving your native language at all.
Exactly. This builds a pure English network in your mind. Over time, you'll find yourself understanding and using new words without ever needing a translation.
That's brilliant. Okay, what's step 4?
Step 4 is to think in simple sentences first. Don't try to form complex thoughts right away.
So, start small and build from there.
Yes. Instead of thinking, I should probably go to the supermarket later because we're running out of groceries and I need to prepare dinner for my guests, just start with, I need to go to the store.
Keep it simple. Once that feels comfortable, you can add more details. I need to go to the store. We need milk and bread. I'll make sandwiches for dinner.
Perfect. This approach prevents you from feeling overwhelmed. Your brain learns to think in English step by step, and gradually your thoughts will become more complex naturally.
Step 5 sounds really interesting. Develop an inner English voice.
Yes, this means having internal conversations with yourself in English throughout the day. Instead of thinking in your native language, try to narrate your thoughts in English.
So, when you're planning your day, instead of thinking in your native language, you think, what should I do first? I should reply to those emails, then I'll go for a walk.
Exactly. You can also ask yourself questions. How am I feeling today? What should I have for lunch? Did I finish that project? All in English.
This turns your thoughts into an English dialogue. It's such a natural way to practice because you're thinking anyway. You might as well think in English.
Right. And finally, step 6 is all about immersion. Surround yourself with English.
This means filling your daily life with English content. Listen to English podcasts, watch English videos and movies, read English books and articles.
The more English you hear and read, the more your brain absorbs the language naturally. You'll start noticing common phrases, sentence structures, and vocabulary without even trying.
And the best part is that this doesn't feel like studying. You can watch a show you enjoy or listen to a podcast about a topic you love, all while training your brain to think in English.
Exactly. Let's quickly recap the 6 steps. 1. Name things around you in English. 2. Talk to yourself in English. 3. Use an English-to-English dictionary. 4. Think in simple sentences first. 5. Develop an inner English voice. And 6. Surround yourself with English.
These steps work together to gradually shift your brain from translating to thinking directly in English. And the best part? You can start practicing all of them today.
Absolutely. But knowing the steps isn't enough. You need to practice consistently to make thinking in English a permanent habit.
That's right. So let's talk about daily exercises that will help you integrate these strategies into your routine.
First daily practice, start and end your day in English.
I love this. When you wake up, instead of letting your mind wander in your native language, intentionally think about your day in English.
Yes, today is Tuesday. I have a meeting at 10 a.m. I need to finish that report. I'm having lunch with my colleague. Just a few simple sentences to begin your day in English mode.
And at night, before sleeping, review your day in English. What did I do today? I went to work. I had a productive meeting. I felt tired in the evening. Tomorrow, I will wake up early.
This bookends your day in English thinking. It's a powerful way to make English a natural part of your mental routine.
Second daily practice, set a no translation period for at least 30 minutes each day.
Oh, this one takes discipline, but it's so effective. For 30 minutes, challenge yourself to think only in English. No translating, no switching to your native language, even when it gets hard.
You can do this while commuting, while exercising, or while doing household chores. Just 30 minutes of pure English thinking.
It might be hard at first. You might get stuck or not know how to express something, but that's okay. Just keep trying. The struggle itself is training your brain.
Third practice, talk to yourself out loud in English for a few minutes every day.
This builds on step 2, but adds the element of speaking. Speaking out loud engages different parts of your brain than just thinking silently.
So you can say things like, I'm making tea now. The water is boiling. I'll add the tea bag. It smells so good. I'm going to enjoy this.
Exactly. The key is to make English part of your daily actions. When you connect English with real activities, it becomes more automatic.
So fourth practice, use English while doing simple activities.
This is similar but broader. When you're cooking, think in English about what you're doing. When you're driving, narrate your actions in English. When you're exercising, count your reps in English.
I'm adding salt to the pasta. The water is hot. I need to stir this. Now I'll drain the pasta.
Perfect. These small moments add up throughout the day. You're not setting aside extra time for practice, you're just changing the language of your existing thoughts.
Fifth practice, keep a simple English journal.
Yes, just a few sentences each day about your thoughts, experiences, or goals. Don't worry about grammar or perfection, just write in English.
Today was a busy day. I went to work and finished my project. I felt tired but happy. Tomorrow I will call my friend.
This helps you track your progress over time. When you look back at entries from months ago, you'll see how much your English has improved.
That's so motivating. So to recap these daily exercises, start and end your day in English, have a no translation period, talk to yourself out loud in English, use English during activities, and keep a journal.
If you do these consistently, thinking in English will become more and more automatic. It won't feel like effort. It'll just feel natural.
Now, we have to be realistic. Learners will face challenges along the way. Let's talk about some common obstacles and how to overcome them.
Good idea. Challenge number 1, your brain keeps defaulting to your native language.
This is so common. You're trying to think in English, but suddenly you realize you've been thinking in your native language for the past 5 minutes.
The solution is patience and gentle redirection. When you notice it happening, don't get frustrated, just gently bring your thoughts back to English. Over time, the English periods will get longer.
So it's like training a muscle. You don't give up when it's hard, you just keep practicing.
Exactly. Challenge number 2, you get stuck because you don't know certain words.
This can be really frustrating. You're trying to think in English, but you hit a word you don't know and your thought process stops.
The solution is to describe the word using simple English instead of giving up or switching to your native language. For example, if you forget the word refrigerator, you can think, the cold box where I keep food.
That's brilliant. You're keeping your brain in English mode even when you don't have the exact vocabulary. Later, you can look up the word you needed.
Exactly. The goal is to maintain English thinking, not to have perfect vocabulary. Description is a great tool.
Challenge number 3, losing motivation because progress feels slow.
This is a big one. Language learning is a gradual process, and sometimes it's hard to see improvement from day to day.
So the solution is to track your progress in tangible ways. Record yourself speaking now and listen again in a month. Look back at your journal entries from weeks ago. You'll see the improvement.
Also, celebrate small victories. Maybe today you thought in English for 5 minutes without switching. That's progress. Acknowledge it.
That's such an important mindset. Language learning isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Every little bit of practice adds up.
Absolutely. And remember that thinking in English is a skill. Like any skill, it takes time to develop. Be patient and kind to yourself.
Well said. So, to bring everything together, we've covered why thinking in English matters, the common mistakes to avoid, 6 powerful strategies to train your brain, daily exercises to build the habit, and how to overcome challenges.
That's a lot of valuable information, but if there's one message we want you to take away, it's this: start small and be consistent.
Yes, you don't have to transform your thinking overnight. Just start with one practice, maybe naming objects around you, and build from there.
Every time you choose to think in English, even for a moment, you're strengthening those neural pathways. You're making it easier for your brain to access English naturally.
And don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are not failures, they're feedback. They show you where you need more practice.
Beautifully said. Now, to all our listeners, we have a question for you. What's one tip from today's episode that you're going to try first?
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. Are you going to start naming objects around you? Will you try talking to yourself in English? Or maybe you're going to switch to an English to English dictionary.
Let us know in the comments. Share your experience with us. And if you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Education Exploration Hub for more English learning tips.
We'll be back with more helpful content soon. Until then, keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and remember, every word you think in English is a step towards fluency.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Happy learning!
Take care.